Welcome to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. We're live inside Muscatine Hy-Vee on 2nd Avenue in Muscatine, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Now, here's Tony Tone.
Hey, with Tony Tone, it's Thursday, the 12th of March. We're sitting here just after 8:30 in the morning. Foggy start in Muscatine, so if you're traveling, you probably encountered that or you're experiencing it. Definitely more foggy than I thought, so I got here a little bit early and just peeking out the window, I'm thinking, yeah, it's pretty foggy out there, so pay attention, watch where you're going, and seems like the weather today should be pretty good. Maybe just a little overcast, but 59 degrees, we'll take it, right? So I hope you're doing well, and we'll just give you a little glance outside. Ooh, foggy London town, everybody. Look at that. Yeah, you can totally get a sense of how foggy it is. So live shot out in the parking lot. Again, if you watch this at night on cable, we do the show live inside the Market Grill Express after 8:30, Monday through Friday. So it's Thursday, and that's how it's looking at the moment. You know, the whole coronavirus thing, it's a weird thing to try and unpack because there's a lot to talk about. We have been asked a lot here at the store if we have things like toilet paper and paper towels and facial tissues, and the answer is yes. So I was kind of surprised at the amount of times we've been asked that, but if you need anything, you can see I have even some behind me on the set here, but we also have it in the store. Put a post on Facebook about it just a little bit ago. There's some Simply Done Ultra Soft. Please don't make me do toilet paper math. 12 mega rolls equals 48 regular rolls. I don't know how that works. Toilet paper math, and if you watch this show, you know that I have an axe to grind with toilet paper math. This is nothing new. This is not, you know what I mean, me trying to sell you toilet paper. But listen, I would say again, you know, trust your local health offices like, you know, Trinity Muscatine Public Health, the CDC for the latest info, and we'll keep you updated if there's anything else you need to know locally. I want to mention two things before we get rolling officially. There's a fundraiser this Saturday, March 14th, that is supporting Jamie Whitehall here in Muscatine. That is happening at the River's Edge, downtown Muscatine, 129 West 2nd Street. So on January 20th, Jamie diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, stage 4. This is a fundraiser to support him and his family. You can see that he's got wife and 6 kids. So please come out to this Saturday, downtown Muscatine, River's Edge, new space, and we want you to support Jamie and his family. If you are watching and you are connected to like a fundraiser similar to this, you have a flyer or you want to come on the show to talk about it, we'd love to hear from you, hyveetoday@gmail.com, so we can let everybody know when stuff like this is going on across Muscatine, because it just makes sense to promote those kind of things. And then last but not least, tomorrow is Friday the 13th, which, I feel like have we had a full moon this week? We have a Friday the 13th. Maybe you watch a scary movie, maybe you come to a place like Hy-Vee because you want to take advantage of the Friday the 13th one-day sale deals, from Coke products to General Mills checks and beef jerky and hamburger helper and peanut butter and batteries. We always need batteries in my house for the different remote controls, and batteries just end up missing all the time. I don't know where they go, but that's this Friday, tomorrow. Those deals you can see on the screen, also on the back page of the Discover Muscatine newspaper. All right, our first guest. It's been a while since Kelsey Stafford's been here. Maybe too long, some would say. Kelsey is the program supervisor with Parks and Rec here in Muscatine, and I'm trying to think, maybe it was last year, or has it been longer than that?
Last year. I think it was this time last year, maybe.
Okay, so maybe there's a trend, like we get up, we get ready for, and last year's winter, Kelsey, for sure, was terrible.
It was awful.
So people were just like chomping at the bit to get outside, and I feel like we're having a little bit of a spring, and that's awesome. So there's so many different things to talk about connected to Parks and Rec. I guess if we go in order of events, you guys are having a job fair, because what's interesting is you have all of these seasonal jobs that are really starting to well, you're starting to need people. So there's a job fair. So if you're watching and you're looking for a good opportunity, this is for you. Do you know how many seasonal openings in total you have? Is it like over 100?
We hire over 100 seasonal workers.
Gosh.
Yep, and there's various positions
Amazing.
that work April through October. Some are just those hotter summer months, but
Sure.
definitely looking to hire lots of people. So if you're looking for something to do this summer, definitely come out,
Yeah.
see us. It's this Saturday, 10 to noon, at the Muscatine Municipal Golf Course in the clubhouse.
Perfect.
So we'll be out there. All of our supervisors will be there doing open interviews and taking applications and answering any questions that people might have. So
It's absolutely great. So
Yeah.
what a good opportunity. Again, if you're watching and you're looking for a job, 100 openings to fill. And do you feel like people have a sense for all the different places that Parks and Rec, manages or has to staff? Do you feel like people know that? Because like they go to the aquatic center, they understand that that's Parks and Rec having to staff that, or going to Kent Stein or to Muni Golf Course, right?
I don't know that people do, but we do have all of those facilities, all
lot.
of the city parks
Yeah.
that we take care of. So those park maintenance people are out and taking care of all of those parks. So not only is it the aquatic center and golf
Sure.
course, but trails, right-of-ways,
Yep.
all of that stuff. So we're out and about all over town.
It's awesome. Yeah, Chad, I think I had emailed a flyer about the job fair again this Saturday, March 14th. If it's you or someone you know that's looking for an opportunity. Growing up in Oak Park, suburb of Chicago, maybe my second job, but a job that I had for a long time is I worked for the Park District of Oak Park.
Oh, cool.
And we had these various centers throughout the town. And it was awesome. It was super rewarding, and I worked there through high school, and then I came back to it while I was in college. So I have a lot of good memories from that, and it was something that, and I had friends that are still working for the parks program. So it's absolutely fantastic. So that is again this Saturday, the 14th, for the job fair. If you're watching and you want to get a good opportunity, go to Muni, 10 to 12. Leave with a job.
That's right.
That's pretty
That's right.
awesome. So
go wrong.
leave with a job. I mean, I think it's awesome. And you can see again all the various openings. Jeez Louise, gas dock attendant. Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
I don't have a boat, but my dad always had a boat when we were growing up. So that's a job.
Yep.
You literally need gas dock attendants.
Yes.
What about, here's a fun job, water slide attendant. Tell kids or adults when they can go down a water slide.
Yep, so they're working
That's
out at the
great.
aquatic center,
Yeah.
standing at the slide and making sure everybody's safe out there.
So, and then the groundskeeping and other positions like that, again, it's just nice that you have that much variety.
Yes.
We're not just talking about 10 jobs. So
Right.
that'll be really successful, I imagine. Right?
Yes, it usually is. We usually have a bunch of people come out, so we're looking forward to it.
All right, so that is this Saturday, coming up on April 4th, which is just a few weeks away. It's crazy to think about that. Parks and Rec Easter egg hunt on April 4th. This has grown, I feel like,
Yes.
over the last 6-7 years into being something that, you'll have easily, a couple hundred people
Last
there.
year we had 600 people
Oh my
attend.
gosh.
Yeah, 600. So
You had 600 people?
yes, so we would like to thank Abra for sponsoring
Yeah.
this event. They've
Sure.
sponsored it every year that we've hosted it, so thank you to them.
Sure.
And yeah, we're looking forward to hopefully even more than 600 people
So
this
when you
year.
talk about 600 people at an Easter egg hunt on April 4th, do you need egg stuffers? How do you manage to have, that's a lot of people to prepare for. Certainly
Yes.
maybe the weather doesn't matter. People just want to, they have kids and they want to go. That's awesome. But that's a lot of stuff to have, right?
Yes, so we got smart after the
Okay.
first year. We stopped stuffing the eggs actually, and so the kids go out into the hunt area.
Sure.
They get their eggs and then they bring them back and redeem them for prizes.
Perfect.
From our volunteers there. So
And I feel like I should know that because we've gone to this. So Weed Park, Upper Loop, Saturday, April 4th. Here's the thing. If you don't know the layout of Weed Park, if you go there on Saturday, April 4th, let's just say between 10 and 10:30, you'll know where to go.
Yes.
Because there'll be people everywhere. And then I like how you have it broken down by age, because someone like my family, we have a 7.5-year-old, well, I guess he'll be 8 by then, so we have an 8-year-old, 5-year-old, and a 18-month-old.
Yeah.
So it's nice that it's not like the 8-year-olds running out at the same time as the little kids, right?
Exactly, yeah. We don't want the toddlers out there with
No.
the older kids, and everyone gets their fair share of eggs when we break it up.
Right, I was going to say. But it does take a couple of times of doing something like that, and you're like, oh, okay, this makes the most sense.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's very smart. So again, Muscatine Parks and Recreation Easter egg hunt, Saturday, April 4th. Chad, if you scroll just one more time, just to give people at home. All right, so again, at my house, right, 10 a.m. we'd be there for the 3-year-old and under. And then at 10:05, the 4-year-old, the kindergartners, 10:10, first through third grade, and then a group scavenger hunt. So is the group for everybody of all ages?
Yeah, so
Okay.
you can have a group of however many people you want. You're going to
Awesome.
get some clues that take you around Weed Park to different
Sweet.
areas,
Okay.
and the first person back wins the grand prize. So
We were at Weed
Looking forward
Park
to that.
on Saturday or Sunday of last week, I can't remember. And it was just nice because we started kind of like looking at the ducks and the geese. I'm not a big geese fan. I don't know if that's a hot take or not. They just feel like...
it might be a hot take.
Yeah, I like the ducks. The geese are just kind of like, ah, and then you're like, all right, I don't want to throw you bread. And then they kind of get close, and you're like, am I going to have to box a geese? And I would never box a geese. But sometimes they get a little close, and you're like, all right, get out of here. And I don't know if there's like a proper way of like, there's one time where it was like, and I was like, I'm going to square up on these geese because they're getting a little aggressive. But it was just nice to see people because we went from near the pond to the playground, and there are just people out, and it just feels good when we kind of get outside of winter and people can enjoy
I think
all
we're
the
all
different
ready
parks.
for that right
Yes,
now. So.
100%. Another place that we've been frequenting since it opened, but again, just this past weekend, is the dog park.
Yeah.
And again, if you're watching and you're in Muscatine County, the dog park is fantastic.
Yes.
And I just hope, I still feel like it's not that it's, it's on the radar for people that have dogs. But I just hope if you're tuning in and you're like, I don't know about that dog park, let me tell you, it's fantastic.
Yes.
That is
People
so
love it.
nice to take your dog down there and have a spot. Look at how happy those dogs are, right? That's not a
They
stock
love it.
photo. That's from our dog park,
Yes,
Kelsey.
exactly.
Look at that dog. I can't even see his or her eyes. But Chad, you go to that. Well, look at that one back there. That's just how they look. They're just like,
Those are
oh
some
my
happy
gosh.
pups.
Yeah. But I mean, Kelsey, this was a lot of work, and there are a lot of people involved in making this a reality. But now that we have it, it's such an amenity for Muscatine, right?
It's awesome, yeah, and especially even in the winter months, it's tough to get out and walk your dog. You can bring them down to the dog park and let them
Yep.
run around and play, get all that energy out. So
Yeah.
it's perfect all year round.
And it's so, again, being in 2020 and the tech to register your dog, you can do it on your phone, online,
Yep.
right? You can
You
get your
can.
dog registered for the dog park, and then you get the little tag in the mail,
Yep.
throw it
Yep.
on the collar, and you're good to go.
Yep.
It's really well thought out. It's
Easy.
a great looking dog park. I don't know. I didn't think it was ever going to happen because it was so much work. But now that we have it, and I'm just hoping that folks, if you have a dog, you definitely want to check it out. And the website couldn't be, you're looking right at the usage, regulations, the layout. We have a puggle that's probably 30 pounds. He's checked out all the different parts of it. And, we've had no issues. People are responsible with their dogs, I feel like. You know what I mean? Nobody's down there not paying attention. But there are some things that people need to read when they sign up. But yeah, I'm just very pro dog park. It's super exciting. And then there's the annual pass. So it just makes sense in my opinion, right? Spend the $15
Yeah.
and go whenever.
If you're going to go more than 3 times in the year, it's definitely
Yeah.
worth it to get the annual pass. So, and that's good for the calendar year.
Sure.
So it's good to get it now. It's going to expire December 31st
Yep.
of this year. So get it as soon as possible, and you've got the rest of the year to go. So.
And then you just don't have to worry about it. And
Yep.
You can just check it out and enjoy it. Okay, so with the spring, coming up, warmer temps, we already talked about the job fair this Saturday needing gas dock attendants, so the boat slips for the marina. And I guess I didn't even really know. I don't have a boat, and I didn't realize that was
Right.
something that you guys are in charge of. So what's
Another one
that
of those
process
things.
like to get, because it seems like not that space is limited per se, but if you have a boat and you're looking to dock it in the marina, right?
Right.
Is it still time now to get that done?
Yeah, so
Okay.
now we're taking registrations now.
Perfect.
The season is May 1st through October 1st,
Okay.
so we're a little bit early, but
Sure.
if you want to stop by our office, and we'll ask you to fill out the contract, and then we ask for your registration and all of that good stuff, insurance. So
Sure.
it's pretty easy. Just come in, bring that stuff with you. We get you signed up. And all of our fees are going to be on this page right here that they're showing. So
Perfect.
yeah, easy peasy.
Yeah, so again, if you have a boat and you're looking for a good spot to keep it, obviously, I mean, we have the boat ramp, but I mean, a marina just makes way more sense in my
It's really
opinion.
easy, yep.
Yeah, I
Yep.
mean, it's pretty slick to have. So you can stop by 215 Sycamore Street to get signed up. Chad, is there PDFs for, if we go back to the left, what does that say? So the documents, okay, so the rules and then the contract, okay.
Yep.
So again, it's all online as well, so it just makes sense. I mean, it seems like a lot of folks take advantage of the marina, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it just-
absolutely.
again, if you're downtown and you have a boat, great picture, by the way.
Yes, so we have our houseboat dock and our long dock. So pretty much any size boat we can accommodate down there, and we also have transient slips too. So if you're kind of going up and down the river and you
Sure.
don't have a slip, anybody can pull their boat in there too.
Are you
so
a boater? You pro boating?
I have never been on a boat
Ever
in a
your
river
life?
or lake. No.
What?
So no, I'm
Really?
not a boater.
Wow. So I
I
hadn't
know.
been on the Mississippi River until a couple of years ago when they were doing the Healthy Living Fest and they had the old paddle boat. And
Okay,
that was like
yeah.
the first time that I was on the river. But my dad, my whole life, my dad's had a boat on Lake Michigan in Diversity Harbor, which is near Lincoln Park Zoo. So like
Gotcha.
marinas are like second nature. Like back in the day, like he had a dinghy. So you'd have to like load everything into the dinghy and then row out to the shady dock and then like hope to not fall into the water in the harbor. And then it like got better to where you'd have the walk on
Yeah.
marina docks and you put it in a little passcode. But yeah, never ever?
No.
Okay. Wow. So if anybody out there has a boat and you want to like take Kelsey for a spin, that'd be
adventure.
cool. You're not anti-water though. You're just
No,
just haven't done
aquatic
it.
center. I love
Well,
water.
yeah. No, I just think that's wild. I feel like I mean boats are like one of those things. Like it's like a car. There's expenses and
Right.
upkeep and maintenance but I as I've gotten older, I'm like there's something about a pontoon boat. It just seems, like
That's
I don't.
something I need to do. I feel
Yeah,
like.
I don't fish. I never like to fish, but I do like to be on the water. And pontoon boats are just like it's like a floating party. Like nobody
How
that
can you go
has a
wrong with
pontoon
that?
boat knows really how to drive it, right? Like they're not going to enter like a pontoon boat like obstacle course. You just kind of can figure out how to put it in reverse, drive it, and then you just sort of chill on the river.
There you
right?
go.
Yeah.
That sounds perfect.
Yeah,
I could
see,
handle that.
That's what I'm saying. There's a pontoon boat with a slide on it. I don't know if I need a double-decker pontoon boat.
All right.
But listen, I mean, not the worst idea either. Like, look at those people. They ain't never caught a fish in their life, right?
No, this
I
might be a
mean,
new bucket list thing
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
So.
They probably have that one friend that like is their DD for the boat, and they're just like, all
There
right,
you
let's go. Okay, so then the obvious question with hopefully again a spring coming and then into summer, as far as things opening up. So we're sitting here on March 12th, and we talked about municipal golf course, Muni, and the soccer complex, Kent Stein Park. Is everything open yet, or are we still like? Because I don't golf. I like
Right.
Muni a lot. I love driving a golf cart, but like, is Muni open for the season yet? Or?
Muni is open.
Okay,
Yep.
perfect.
Muni's open now.
Awesome.
So we're taking season passes, and people are
Great.
able to book tee times and all of that right now.
Okay.
So that's going on. And then as far as soccer, Kent Stein, we're looking to open that up the last weekend in March. So coming
Okay.
up here. So we're excited
Wow,
for that.
that's soon.
Yes, that's our golf course.
What a
beautiful.
cool. These pictures are fantastic.
They are.
I mean, I don't know who's taking them, but shout out to the photographer.
Not
Is it
me,
you?
so
Okay, I was
no.
gonna say it's like Elsie's like it's me.
Not me.
So Muni's great. The clubhouse is awesome. We had a Hy-Vee manager party in the clubhouse this winter, and the golf simulator was cool. Like I'd never
Yeah.
used that before.
Yeah.
But it's just a good space, and Dave's awesome. And so for people that golf, like, they probably already are getting the season pass, and they're out there maybe already. My coworker Delmer Coolers here, he seems like he's a regular out there,
Yeah,
so he likes
he
that a
is.
lot. All right, so Kent Stein, end of March, soccer complex, same thing? Or?
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm looking to open that stuff up end of March. So if anybody's looking to get their team in for practices
Sure.
or tournaments, we're taking that stuff right now. So if anybody wants to turn in their request forms, we're taking those in the office now.
That's
so
fantastic.
Yeah.
And again, the improvements, these pictures are just fantastic. The improvements, when we talk about the soccer complex and the additional parking and the lighting, I mean, it's just great, right? Like,
Yes.
I feel like I've watched that and travel up and down Hauser quite a bit, and now to kind of see it because it's like complete, right, for the most part?
So yeah, as far as construction and
Yeah.
that stuff, I know there's a few things that are going to be added,
Sure.
fencing and signage and that
Okay.
sort of thing, and we're not going to be able to let people out right away in the spring because they're still
Okay.
finishing the grow-in for the grass.
Gotcha.
But as far as the original complex across the street, we're going to be opening that up soon. So I know
Super
everybody's
cool.
anxious to get on the new field,
Yeah.
so we'll definitely be having more information put out as it comes.
And
So
the additional parking, I mean, just made sense, right? I mean, there should have been no real debate about it because when you think about the volume of people that come to Muscatine for these tournaments and what
Right.
that does for the local economy, businesses, hotel motel, and the hotel motel tax, like people were having to park on the grass, and it was like it was tough, right? It was a good problem to have for
Right.
Parks and Rec and for the city to have to talk about, okay, where can we kind of put in some more parking? And it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's really, I feel like, I don't know how many spots we added, but it's
I'm not sure
a
either,
lot.
but yeah, it should hopefully remedy that
Yeah.
issue and
It's
be good to
great.
go. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just looking at my notes. I feel like, have I missed anything? I mean, like I said, we are park rats, so we're always at, like Fuller. We can pretty much walk to Fuller Park, which is cool.
That is nice.
And then the playground at Weed Park. And I'll say this as a parent that is at the parks a lot, and Rich knows this. Rich Climbs, because I've emailed him. Like if you're at a park in Muscatine and you have your kids and you're like, oh man, somebody like broke something, reach out.
Yes,
right. And I've
absolutely.
done that to Rich. Like I've sent a picture. I'm like, hey man, just so you know, this one part of the slide could probably use some TLC. And I don't feel like bad about reaching out because we're at the parks all the time, whether it's
Yeah.
the riverfront or, like I said, Fuller Park or, pretty much every park in town we go to. And I just feel like communicate if you see something.
Oh, yeah,
'Cause how are you guys
absolutely.
going to know? Because it's a lot of ground to cover.
I was
right?
going to say, we have so
Yeah.
many facilities and
Yeah.
parks, so yeah, we definitely want to hear from you guys. If you see anything, just let us know and
Yeah.
we'll get it taken care of.
And then all the trails and just, a friend of mine was saying they just were walking along the riverfront from Musser Park down to the riverfront park, and I was like, yeah, that's the best. Just being able to jump on that path and just go.
That
and
trail's awesome.
It
Yeah.
is awesome, and there will be people on bicycles, and obviously you just have to pay attention. It's not
Right.
that hard.
No.
It's pretty easy to enjoy it.
Yes, definitely.
Well, that's great. So if you're watching, please listen. This Saturday, March 14th, we're talking about 100 seasonal jobs in the crew with Parks and Rec in Muscatine.
Yeah.
And then April 4th is the Easter egg hunt. Chad, so 10 till noon, this is perfect. Muni Golf Course for the job fair. And the openings that are available, you can see on that list if we scroll down just a scotch. Equipment operators, aquatic center managers, lifeguards, water slide attendants, office clerks, swim lesson instructors, aquatic center maintenance, recreation leaders, gas dock attendants, golf clubhouse supervisors, groundkeepers, maintenance laborers, equipment operators, and definitely all good jobs, right? I mean,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Is there a minimum age as far as like?
So some of the equipment
Yeah.
operators, they have, I believe it's 18 years old for
Okay,
some of that
that makes sense.
equipment. Yep. But as far as aquatic center, you have to be 15 to be a lifeguard, 14
okay.
to be a cashier. We're hiring those out
Nice.
there, and 16 to be a water slide attendant. So, and then we have some recreation programs for 14-year-olds they can work as well. So pretty much
awesome.
14 and up. So
Yeah, that's super
yeah.
cool. And again, as someone that spends a lot of time at the aquatic center, it's awesome. My kids, just again this past weekend at Weed Park, they see the aquatic center and they're like, when's it going to be open? And I'm like, well, not yet.
Right.
Because you have to fill it with water
Needs
and
to get a
get
little
ready.
warmer.
The plan would be Memorial Day weekend, right?
Yeah, so
Okay.
we always open the Saturday before Memorial Day.
Saturday before,
And
okay.
then we're closed on the Sunday of Memorial Day weekend because it's the Mellon City Criterium in
Listen,
the park.
these bikers, okay. This is a hot take. Can we not get these Mellon City Criterium bike riders? Can we not move them to like the weekend before? Because I got these kids that are like, we're gonna go to the pool again. It just made me laugh like the first time it happened. I was like, oh no, and then you kind of look back and they're just like, why is nobody here? And you're like, oh, there's these bike races going on. So
time to get the sprinklers out at.
Yeah, well, listen, and there's something to be said about that. Yeah, well, there's Weed Park, by the way. Great place.
Park.
I love when the rose garden starts to pop. Like, there's so much to Weed Park. A lot of hit like below me, and then there's a lot of it wasn't seen.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine.
Right.
Yeah,
like, nobody's really paying attention to what's going on there. This new one, it's something for everybody. Well, I appreciate your time. Thank you for being here. And again, for folks watching, please come out this Saturday for the job fair. Will you be at the job fair?
Yep, I will be there. So come on out, talk to us, and fill out an application.
2 hours. It's 10 till noon this Saturday. Leave with a job. That'll be great.
Yes.
So, and I hope you hire everybody that you need.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Those are all good opportunities. And again, you can always learn more online if you want to.
Absolutely.
All right. Are we going to Chad IleCam? IleCam. All right. We'll go to the CBI Bank and Trust IleCam, and we'll get Kelsey on her way. I love the picture of the asparagus and the sweet corn. Looks real good. That is just great. And Starbucks in the background. Yes. I grabbed a Starbucks today. My coworkers were kind of giving me a hard time because they said I hadn't bought a Starbucks. Yep, had not bought a Starbucks, but guess what? I got one today. Okay, so in that picture right there, again, we're looking at some asparagus, some corn, and you're good to go. And Starbucks in the background. We just dropped something on the set. It was great. It was marvelous. All right. Okay, perfect. So we'll get to the Toyota Muscatine cart cam in just a jiff. And I'll take that, sir. Steve is hard at work on his napkin art here with a nice, I guess this would be a little loo he's drawn, everybody. That's marvelous. The testing department, he says. All right, so Paul is here. Come on over, pal. We'll get you situated. We're going to talk to our friend Paul Thielman in just a second with Muscatine County Arts Council. They've got a lot of stuff coming down the old pike, and we'll learn more about that. Again, if you're watching, it is Thursday, March 12th. A little bit of fog as we're sitting here. It's 9 o'clock on the dot, but we're feeling good. And I love the fact that we have first of the season sweet corn. That's a good thing, right? Asparagus, sweet corn. It looks good, and guess what? It's going to taste even better. So I mentioned that it is National Plant a Flower Day. Got some nice-looking examples of some flowers and plants and things that I can't really pronounce right here on the set. Today is also National Baked Scallops Day. It's Girl Scout Day and World Kidney Day. Are these scallops? Wow, Chris Anderson coming in hot with some scallops. Check that out. All right, there we go. And they're even on ice. That's super cool. Look at that. You've thought of it all, man. I don't know. I feel like I've had scallops before. Maybe it's been a while, but there you go. There's some scallops, right? Check it out. Very low in carbs, no sugar. Good to go. Some scallops. Awesome. You thought they were potatoes. Yeah. Well, scallop potatoes too, right? That's a good point. No, you're not wrong. Yeah, both, right? Yeah, multiple definitions of the word scallops. I like it. All right, Paul is here. Paul is in the hot seat, and we are going to talk Muscatine County Arts Council and the Wandering Words Poetry Contest, which is officially underway, I believe. Is it April 1st, good sir? Is that correct?
Is correct.
Okay.
But we have something else to talk about.
We do?
Too. Yes.
Okay.
That is Art Array 20.
Okay.
Which is an art exhibition that's going to be at the Muscatine Art Center. It's a juried show.
Oh.
And so we have submissions from area artists. You had to be live within 50 miles of
fantastic
of Muscatine.
Yeah.
Essentially be a county resident.
Sure.
And
that's great.
So this is coming up. The opening of the show is going to be March 19th.
Okay.
At the Musser Art Center.
So next week.
Yes.
Oh, there it is. Art Array. Fantastic. Yes. Okay. So Art Array, March 19th, like Paul just said, opening celebration. And then on display, March 19th through May 31st. So we have folks that have submitted things already.
Actually, I think submissions are closed.
Submissions are closed. Oh, yeah, it says right there, duh. And then the artwork is there, and it's ready. So that's really exciting.
Yeah.
I just saw Melanie Alexander yesterday in the store.
Wonderful.
I totally saw her here. So that's really cool. Art Array 20. So that is going to be launching, again, next week. Is it 7 days from today, right? A week from today?
That is correct.
Will you be there, good sir?
Of course.
Yes.
Among other things I have involved in my busy schedule. I'm still involved with producing the CD for January's Eagles and Ivories.
Absolutely.
And I was working on that yesterday.
That's super cool.
That will be out. We used to do it,
Yeah.
On an overnight turnover basis, and the quality of the finished product was not perfect. So now we have, we take our time and do. We used to do recording of the Friday night show and then sell it at the Saturday night show. But now we take the best of both nights, and so that's coming up.
Yeah.
And,
so if you were at Eagles and Ivory and you enjoyed it, a chance to, and it's not that often that you get to relive something that you were at.
Yeah.
With respects to, it'd be like if you went to a concert for your favorite band, and then you're like, oh, there's that concert I went to, and this date. So that's really exciting. That has to be a laborious process, though, right? As far as
fortunately we have
making the decision
a number of people.
Yeah.
Our artistic director, Jeff Barnhart, actually determines which songs will go on the disc, in conjunction with Jim Van Winkle, who's the audio man at Wesley United Methodist Church. And of course, Jim has a long history in the music business, and he not only he mixes the sound down. He's responsible for miking the performances, and his mic placement this year was really great. And we had, Josh Duffy, the percussionist from the Quad Cities, was there, and I was listening to a couple tracks yesterday afternoon, and they're just outstanding.
Isn't that cool?
It's going to be exciting.
To have people in town that can capture audio like that. Again, maybe you were at Eagles and Ivory and you're like, wow, what an incredible experience. You'll very soon be able to own it.
Yes.
And listen to it whenever. That's really exciting, Paul. So the Art Array 20 next week, a week from today, and then Wandering Words.
Yes.
This is so cool. If you've ever been in Muscatine and you've looked down and saw poetry at your feet, it could be you. Like if you're watching and you've dabbled, or you're just starting to, or you've always written poetry, why not?
Yeah.
Enter something for the Wandering Words.
Here's your very own copy.
Is this for me to enter?
Yeah,
oh, I'm
absolutely.
very excited.
We'd love to have you enter.
This is so cool, and I love being in town. There's one right outside the library. Right? And we're at the library often, and I always see it, and I'm like, this is so great. So this has been going on for a number of years, Paul.
I believe we're in our 5th year.
That's great. So we're not running out of concrete to put poetry in, right?
No, although this year, because of construction, we're not going to be putting anything on 2nd Street, which is where a lot of it got started.
Well, I thought the new roundabout could have poems.
Well, maybe when it's done, but that'll be next year.
So for folks that are out there,
you want me to reserve a spot for
I would
yours?
love to. I have a couple in mind where they could put, "Oh, where art thou, roundabout?" What does it mean to yield? Where art thou, yield? April 1st is when this officially starts, and there is a little bit of, people need to know you're not going to send 300 words here, right?
Yeah, you're somewhat limited in, I believe it's 8 lines, and the number of characters is 25 characters to a line. Right. So you do the math on that, and a space is a character.
Right, right, exactly. So that's something to keep in mind. And the brochure, the pamphlet that we have in front of us is on the screen right there.
So Walt Whitman's Leaves of Grass would not qualify for for wandering words.
Right, I was going to say. So each person may submit up to 2 poems. Text and subject matter must be appropriate, of course, for the general public. Again, we're talking about taking poetry and putting it into concrete, right? So it's a permanent thing. Poems that are explicitly religious, political, graphically violent, or overtly sexual would not be considered. I mean, use basic common sense for a lot of this, right? And as long as it's an original work of art, Paul, that's the big thing, right? It has to be an original work.
Yeah, it could have already been published, but it must be the poet's work. And I don't think we have restrictions on who can enter.
That's good.
But it's up to 2 poems. And
it's nice to see in this pamphlet some of the ones that were selected from last year, right? So I'm looking at one from Duffy de France, who we know, we love Duffy. Aaron Montgomery had one, and then Rachel Roth, right?
Yes.
Rachel Roth right on the front has one. So that's just great. For folks that are interested, if you are in Muscatine County, this is for you. And this is not something, Paul, I think sometimes people think when they hear something like a Wandering Words, if they're in high school. No, it's for everybody. There is no age cutoff, right?
No, exactly.
This is open for everybody that's watching.
We're going to encourage high school students, particularly, to, and elementary students would be eligible as well.
Yeah. So the time to submit is starting April 1st.
Starting April 1st through the entire month of April, which is National Poetry Month. So.
And then as far as the process after that, so for folks watching that submit something, are they notified in May, or how do we go about that? Because there is a process to kind of narrow down, because 5 are selected, right? So 5 poems out of everything that's submitted, selected, and then put into concrete.
Correct.
But that process probably takes a little bit of time to kind of sift through everything that comes in, right?
Right.
Okay. And so then from there, and you kind of alluded to a lot of the works being on 2nd Street. Do we know where Wandering Words will land for 2020 as far as the location?
I can't tell you for sure.
Oh,
we are looking to expand out. I think you might find out by Discovery Park is a possibility for putting one.
Good.
As I say, definitely we won't be putting anything on 2nd Street this year, or the riverfront.
Right. Right. Yeah, just in case it floods again. Now, what if I wanted to have one on the sidewalk out here at Hy-Vee? Would I be able to offer up some real estate?
I haven't heard why not.
So that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So maybe this is the thing. If you've got a bunch of concrete and you don't know what to do with it, and you're thinking, let's stamp a poem right here, it might be worth reaching out to the Muscatine County Arts Council, having that conversation. I'm not saying that I'm going to, turn the sidewalks into poems here, but as a poetry fan, I mean, I feel like this is pretty great. And it's another example, Paul, of what, one of the many things that the Muscatine County Arts Council is involved with.
Yes.
And I'm just excited that this is continuing to be something that folks that they look forward to, they submit, and then it's a trip to see it in concrete. I mean, it is really something else when you look down and you're like, wow, that is somebody in town in Muscatine County that took the time to write something, and now it's there forever.
We are looking into sprucing up some of the older ones because they're while they are etched, they're filled with usually the paint, and that does tend to wear away from time to time.
Yeah, I mean, this is Iowa, right?
Yes, yes. We have Iowa winters.
We have weather that can mess it up. One of the things I have on my list, because again, if we go to that Muscatine County Arts Council website, so we've covered the Art Array 20, Wandering Words coming up on April 1st. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the second Sunday concert series, the summer concert series coming back.
You would be remiss if you didn't mention it.
Yes, and it's right there on the website. So, and I haven't even clicked on that link, so I don't even know what we're going to see if we click on it, whether it's for this year or last year.
We don't have all the acts set, but I can, as a tease, I will let you know that we will open this year in June with Cruisin'.
Excellent.
So, and that is the second Sunday in June.
Okay, so
and they'll run through the second Sunday of each month, June through October.
Excellent.
And there's a very good chance that Lefty and the Spinners is going to be one of the acts that we have.
You took the words right out of my mouth, because of course Lefty and the Spinners is celebrating 50 years.
Yes.
In 2020, and recently got the nod for the Iowa Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Correct.
Cruisin' already in the Iowa Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So that's very exciting. I like that you come and you just kind of throw a little bit out there, like, hey, here's what's to come.
Well, I think we are most associated with music.
Yes.
And if you notice, we've branched into poetry, and now this year we're actually doing an art exhibit.
It's great.
And we have done some things with art in the past, both at the museum and in other locations. But this we hadn't done anything recently, and so we came up. It's a juried show, which means there are judges, and our judges are Vanessa Sage, who's an assistant curator at the Hy-Vee up in Davenport, and Joshua Johnson, who's the assistant registrar at the Hy-Vee Art Museum. There are two judges.
So these are folks with some chops that are going to come and check out the Art Array 20 that we mentioned at the start. So I think it's worth noting, again, when you talk about the Muscatine County Arts Council, it's a great group of people that are connected to supporting the arts in various different ways throughout the county. So if you're watching and you're like, man, I like everything that these guys are talking about, please get involved. Join the Arts Council. Write that big check if you're able to.
Absolutely.
Or just show up to.
We are always looking for new members, and the younger the better.
Right.
And I realize people who are of an age less than mine are probably fully employed, and that complicates life. But I've found that in retirement I'm busy or busier than when I was working.
Yeah, that's the thing. What is it with you retired people, Paul? You're busier. I mean, you're not the only person that's told me that.
Yeah.
Every retired, air quotes, person that I know is super involved, and it's great.
It's a job, man. It's a job.
It's a job. It totally is a job. I feel like you hit the nail on the head.
But you do have you have your choice of what you want to do,
but I feel like, because how long have you been involved with the Arts Council now, personally?
6 years, I think.
That's excellent.
And,
right.
And my wife has been involved a little longer than I have.
Sure. So she brought you into the fold. Was it a nudge, or was it a voluntold, or was it both?
It was other members of the board putting a hammerlock on my on my good arm.
Like, Paul, listen, we really need you to be here with the Muscatine County Arts Council. And then your wife was like, he'll be there. And you're like, huh? And 6 years later, here you are. And somehow Ed Chamberlain reaches out, and he's like, hey, you want to talk to someone? And I'm like, Ed, you could come on too. I love Paul. I love Angela. But I just want Ed to know, like, if you're ever wanting to, pal, please, by all means. This show is here for things like Wandering Words. I think it's great. I think this is the year I finally enter.
We're looking forward to it.
Why not?
That's that great education you got at Oak Park River Forest High School.
That's right. Coming in hot.
By the way, I looked your school up, and I understand you were a Husky.
We still am. Yes, very much so. A little bit less Husky than I was. But yeah, OPRF Huskies. Ernest Hemingway went to my high school.
That's right.
How about that? not to brag, we have a wide array of notable people, from Ernest Hemingway to the guy that does the voice of Homer Simpson, who went to school with my dad, Dan Castellaneta. So that's true. And then there's me on the opposite end of things, right? Still trying to figure it out a little bit.
Well,
I feel like this is how I finally make a name for myself.
There you go.
I don't have anything in concrete right now. All of this just seems frivolous unless I can get something set in stone, right?
Do you own a home?
I do.
Your feet are set in concrete.
I still have a mortgage. I see what you're meaning. All right. That's a very good point. I like that a lot. All right. Muscatine County Arts Council.org is the web link. Wandering Words is coming back on April 1st, and you can see everything on their website, from Eagles and Ivory, and again, the CD coming soon. Art Array juried exhibition coming up a week from today, as a matter of fact, on March 19th. Summer concert series coming in quick. First show in June, second Sunday with Cruisin'. And please just go to the website. But more importantly, if you're in Muscatine County, or even if you're outside of Muscatine, if you like what we're talking about, get involved. Yeah. It's the right thing to do. We need to support the arts. Never want to have to talk about not having a Muscatine County Arts Council. The Muscatine, the art museum, Muscatine County. It's just a lot of good stuff going on, and I feel like having you here is great. And I didn't even know, like I said, about getting put together from Eagles and Ivory. That's fantastic. All right. Well, you are. You probably
we have one more thing coming on. So
yes.
The fundraising Sunday here in Texas. That's a great show.
So we'll. So that's good. So Jeff Barnhart, if you missed him with Eagles and Ivory, or if you just want to save the date, you can see him again in August. That's excellent. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you for your time. It's good to see you.
Great to see you.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Are we doing this? Oh yes. We got to bump elbows, right?
Yes.
Not even a fist bump is safe anymore. Next time you're here, we may have to have like a divider between us. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Next time I see you, I'll probably be wearing a mask.
Oh my gosh. All right. Very good. Let's go. What do we got? Toyota Muscatine Cart Cam?
Let's go back to CBI.
Perfect. Okay. That's good. CBI Bank and Trust aisle cam. We're working on getting the cart cam fired up here. And again, a good shot of some asparagus and sweet corn, which is just always a good idea. Sweet corn.
Nothing like better than
right?
fresh asparagus.
Yeah. I do like asparagus, or aspergrass, as Paul put it. Asparagus, it's easy, right? You can do it on the grill, but maybe you're doing it in the oven. Little extra virgin olive oil pan with a little bit of aluminum foil on it. It's literally one of the easiest vegetables to prepare. Some people would tell you they want it to be wrapped in bacon. I wouldn't tell you that that's a bad idea, because everything is better with a little bit of bacon on it. But as far as if you're looking for a good vegetable, yes, I am on team asparagus. The corn looks good. There's even some corn in the husks kind of behind there in that display. It's a really good looking display. There's corn, asparagus, lemons, some peppers, and then some corn that you may have to do a little bit of work on to take care of yourself. All right, so we're sitting here on March 12th. I also want you to know that it is, at Hy-Vee at least, National Pancake Day. And with any breakfast you purchase, you get a free pancake. So that's a crazy good deal. And if you feel like you don't want to pay for a pancake, but you want to get a breakfast, come and buy a breakfast, and we'll give you a pancake, right? We'll give you a pancake for free, just because. It's a good deal. All right, is the Toyota Muscatine Cart Cam fired up? It's still in the shop. It's at the Abra Auto Shop right now. All right, well, that's fine, because we have things we can mention. Toyota Muscatine, of course, and it was nice to hear that Kelsey said the Abra Auto Body Shop at Toyota sponsoring the Easter egg hunt coming up April 4th at Weed Park, so please check that out. All right, so let's talk about the local ad that's on the back page of the Discover Muscatine newspaper, the Wine and Spirit St. Patrick's Day deals. So St. Patrick's Day next week, March 17th, on Tuesday. Got a little bird on the windowsill right out there getting ready to make a nest. Look at that bird right there. He's just hanging out. Got a little piece of straw in his mouth. This is on the back page of the ad. You can see from Guinness to Jameson. A new product from Jameson is the Jameson Cold Brew. How about the Jameson Cold Brew, everybody? Captain Morgan, Hawkeye Vodka, Olmeca Tequila. What else we got? Jack Daniels. And then did I see people taking advantage of the wine deal yesterday? Oh, yes, I did. So at Hy-Vee, when you buy 6 bottles of wine, you get 10% off. And now if you spend $30, we'll put 17 cents on your fuel saver. So you could get 6 bottles of wine, take 10% off, and get cheaper gas. That's a beautiful thing. And depending on whether or not you're going to be able to leave your home anytime soon, I mean, you might need all the wine you can, right? You may need to stock up on the wine and the toilet paper. That seems to be the hot commodity. All right, that's very good. That's right. The cart cam is out. There we go. Perfect. We got the Toyota Muscatine cart cam off to the races, everybody. Steve is behind the wheel. It's National Plant a Flower Day. I thought there's Delmer. I thought we could hang a left and show you this nice spring display that Catherine has. There's so many different options with floral, right? There's some spring stuff right there. There's St. Patty's Day. It's all good, man. I'm telling y'all, if you need something fresh for your home, you'll find it here, right? So it just looks good. There's so many cool things that the floral shop gets in, right? I mean, look at that. I like the little the little leprechaun hats bouquet. Those are so great. Like the Irishman in me feels like, yeah, that's good, right? Maybe you buy one of those and you go home and you watch The Irishman because you got 3 hours to kill with a Netflix movie.
They have Irish drinking team T-shirts.
They do have. We do have Irish drinking team T-shirts, which would just be a family reunion, as far as I'm concerned. My mom, keep in mind, my mom's maiden name, McCarthy, right? So I have got Irish, Italian, Sicilian, and Bohemian, right? That's got to be the height for me, is the Bohem blood, because my dad's 5'10" and my mom's 5'9", and I'm basically 6'5". So that's the Bohemian blood coming in hot. All right, so Toyota Muscatine Cart Cam showing you everything that looks good here at the store. Is that Hy-Vee store director Matt Schweitzer right there? Is that Matt? What's he doing? Or is that Jose? That is Jose. Jose. Pam, pam. My man, Jose. Everybody knows Jose. Nice guy. He's waving. He's waving to the camera. I love it. That's great. There's Jose. He's like, they talking about me? Yes, we're talking about you. I will totally put those up. Thank you, Paul. Great to see you. Brittany does not like the camera. Brittany Gunter, not like the camera, everybody. She is anti. All right, so there you go. Everything looks good at the floral shop. Man, look at that, right? This is my favorite part. These, like, just because bouquets. How in trouble are you? Are you $25 in trouble? Are you $15 in trouble? Are you $50 in trouble? I saw a friend of mine a couple weeks ago standing there, and I said, you need one of these? He said, uh-huh. And I said, you probably need to take a couple steps to the right, where it got a little bit more pricier, right? So check that out. Chris, daffodils?
Yes, they got
all right.
3 for something.
I think it's 3 for $5. 3 bunches of daffodils for $5. These are just starting to open up. People have been asking, I guess, like crazy about the daffodils. Catherine would tell you the daffodils are popular, more popular than ever, maybe. So we'll show you these daffodils in just a second. All right, so there you go. Live look, Toyota Muscatine Cart Cam inside Muscatine Hy-Vee, Thursday, March 12th. Glad that you're with us. If you're watching live or catching this on cable. So we'll talk about Friday the 13th because it's tomorrow, and we've got a Friday the 13th one-day sale. These are just purty. These are purty, y'all. Little daffodils. Right, they smell pretty good too. Friday the 13th one-day sale is tomorrow because tomorrow's Friday the 13th. Are you superstitious? Are you gonna walk under a ladder? Are you gonna hope that a black cat crosses your path? Yesterday, driving monster truck remote control car around the neighborhood with my kid, accidentally scared my one neighbor's cat. So apologize that we scared your cat. The cat was also on a leash, so I don't really feel that bad because I don't really like cats, but we didn't do it intentionally. Just driving the monster truck, and the cat was like, "Meow," and I was like, "Oh!" And then I was like, "Is that cat on a leash?" And then we just kept walking. So it was just a whole thing. Friday the 13th deals. Hey, everybody, get that fuel saver, scan it, and then you can save tomorrow, Friday the 13th, Coca-Cola 24-pack, cereal, beef jerky, hamburger helper, cookies, Jelly Belly sparkling water, batteries, peanut butter, Hy-Vee chili beans, and more. Scan the fuel saver and get ready. You have to scan the fuel saver to activate those savings during the Friday the 13th one-day sale. Hy-Vee peanut butter, creamy or crunchy? And look at those daffodils. Those look good, right? Chris getting that close-up shot. Don't you just feel like sometimes I look at a daffodil and I'm like, is that thing gonna bite my finger? Is that like Little Shop of Horrors?